Welcome to Indian Writers Forum. We have with us Associate Professor Saitya, Faculty of English from JNU. Professor Das has recently been denied promotion to professorship, and it is a clear case of discrimination against him. Thanks for joining us today. You had mentioned that the interview for the promotion went very well, but still you were denied the professorship. Could you give us some brief on the interview and how it went?
The interview was very, very good. It is one of my best interviews ever. The experts were very, very impressed, and there are three experts, and the chairperson and dean and visitors nominee. I saw that even the VC was very, very impressed. So it went very well. Everything was good. So it's a kind of shocking for me to get to know that my professorship is denied, so that I have to reappear again or reapply again after 3 months. So it cannot be any academic merit or lack of merit that my professorship is denied, because I have excellent academic record. So it's very much in political and caste discrimination.
This interview, how else could it have taken place? Or do you even require an interview for a process like this?
See, interview means interview, in the sense that viewing each other between peers. So interview is not an examination, should not be taken as an examination, as a kind of, so they are professors and I am also a professor, or going to be a professor at the same level. So it's a kind of peer reviewing. It should be a process of peer reviewing, where there is a discussion about academic quality of the work of the person. So it should be thought like that, and it is meant to be like that interview, you see. But what happens in the interview, there is a reduplication of the social hierarchy that already exists outside, and it is a kind of incorporated within the structure of the interview, where instead of peer reviewing, there is a kind of how to say
interrogation.
Interrogation. That's the best word. Interrogation. That. For example, in the interview, the experts were asking me questions, and immediately they were shut down. Okay, go to the second question. I was about to respond. Immediately go to the next, by the chair of the selection committee, who is asking to go immediately to the next question, Then he himself started asking me questions. But that's not the way to organize a peer review process. See, it has to be more egalitarian, more democratic. It has to be, they have to be respectful to the person who is appearing in front of them as a kind of peer.
So you say that the structure itself is discriminatory.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Because though you have all the merit to be able to become a professor,
yes,
you have all the books you've written
yes,
so many books, you have so many years of experience,
yes,
you've guided students,
yes,
but the interview, it's already decided.
Yes, yes, it's already decided. It's already decided. So they have to invent a criterion that doesn't exist, you see, to stop stop me. And that is also not uniformly applied in all cases. So it's like case by case. You see, sometimes they invent criterion that to promote people that should not be promoted, who are not to be should not be promoted. But so it's a manipulated system. It's a technological apparatus they have created, through which certain people will be discriminated, certain people will be promoted. So it's a terrible system taking place, and it is leading to the destruction of the Indian university system and the whole system of higher education in India. It is just going to dogs.
And JNU being a space where you speak up and there are people who come in solidarity.
Yes.
So the JNU Teachers Association has spoken on your behalf. The JNU students have come out. So what is the measure that JNU TA is taking?
JNU TA is taking the stand that I also would like to stand upon, is that no compromise. You see, I am not going to reappear or reapply again for the interview. They have to reconsider their decision. You see, in this instance, I can remind you that the selection committee recommendation is not anonymously decided. There are certain members in the selection committee who did not agree with this negative recommendation. For example, our chairperson has clearly left a disagreement note saying that I don't agree with this decision. and all the three experts argued for me. But they were shut down, they were shut down, saying that they were told that they are here to judge the academic quality of the person, not to decide whether to be promoted or not. Okay. So the selection committee recommendation is not really selection committee recommendation. It is just one person's recommendation. Okay. You see, so it is not anonymously decided. So there is something really wrong happening there.
You mentioned that this barbaric ruling dispensation that, but you have come out against this barbaric ruling dispensation, which means you might have faced some amount of attack from them. You had mentioned about your video on YouTube and how that was attacked. Could you give us some, elaborate on that?
Yeah, many people cannot see my video in JNU. You see, so I don't know what is happening there. There is something technological manipulation taking place. Many people in JNU cannot see my video, YouTube video from National Dastak, and people are well-wishers are warning me, don't come out at night, don't come out at night, and be careful. Yes, I'm getting warning.
And you got some trolls also on your YouTube.
Yeah, it's not surprising.
Not surprising, definitely. Yeah. Can you tell us, are there other professors who also face such discrimination? Has there been any instances?
There's so many instances, there are so many things which are very complicated and very, frankly speaking, caste discrimination has always been existing in JNU. Though it appears to be very progressive, very kind of radical face externally, but it always exists. It has always been, do in a kind of subdued way. So I sometimes the senior colleagues bully the young ones, the younger colleagues, senior colleagues who belong to higher caste. So I have faced it all the time. You see, or people like me faced all the time. Even within assistant professors level also, 6,000 to 7,000 grade, they were denied or they were asked to reapply again. People who belong to Dalit background or who have certain kind of political affiliations or political opinions, so they are denied on ideological reason, but they are not being able to come out. I don't know why, but they have decided to remain silent, or they are not in, I don't know. But I am the one to, I think that I should speak loud and clear that this discrimination is no longer the exception but a kind of rule in JNU these days. Because of this new establishment which is clearly founded on a certain political ideology and has certain kind of affiliation with the ruling ideology, this caste discrimination has taken a very stark manifestation. It's a kind of, so it's a kind of no longer refined, subtle kind of discrimination that we used to face. Now it's a kind of brutal, blow, a kind of bold manifestation of their attitude. You see. So there are so many different ways, like you have people with certain ideology that is suitable for them. They will be promoted. They are promoted. I would not name them, but who may not have the academic merit that they should have. But people like me, despite all the good academic record, I am denied, or people like me are denied. There are many instances. I'm not talking about. I'll not talk about much about the direct recruitments, which are shameful. Fed is fed.
We're very glad that you've come out openly and written an open letter, and you've become vocal about it.
It is a larger question. It is not my question, just that one isolated case that I am not being promoted. It is to be seen in the context of the larger development that is taking place in Indian academic scene today, where the whole higher educational institutions are on the verge of being shut down, and they are just becoming place for to produce people who will support the existing system of domination and ideological propaganda. You see, so this is what is most threatening. It's the question of social justice, and it is the question of propagating an ideology which is barbaric and dangerous in today's world, and also it is a question of being destruction of the whole intellectual condition of higher education in India. You see, so that's the problem. My case is just one little case. You see, so I'm here to speak not about so much about myself, but the larger question of what is really happening in today in India. And you mark my words, if things are going like this, within 5 or 6 years, there will hardly be any good university in India left. Just going to be completely destroyed. They're filling up with people who are really, really going to destroy this university.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you for watching the video, and hope we have Professor Saitya again with us soon.